Hey man, for those of you who don't know us, we're the yin yang of sales. I'm here with my partner, Stephen van Basten, the inner game coach. Today we're talking Novak Djokovic. Did you watch him win the 20th Grand Slam title after beating Matteo Berrettini in Wimbledon yesterday? Why is this so important? Because Mr. Novak Djokovic, a Serbian by birth, 34 years old, has been crushing, dominating, winning, and it didn't happen by accident. It happened by intention. Stephen, over to you, man. What is it that set this guy up for greatness?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, Vinesh, listen, I mean, let's also just go back, 35 years or so to Serbia. This wasn't America. This wasn't Europe, well, obviously Europe, but this wasn't first world England that this guy was born into. This was a poor, war-ravaged country, right? And what I loved about his speech, it was just so stunning. You know, he said, I've shared this often, and I'm going to share it again. When I was about 5 years old, I made a Wimbledon trophy, a fake one. I would imagine cardboard. That, in my mind, Vinesh, that's probably the easiest thing to fashion out. But so and then I imagine he had this Wimbledon trophy. Okay, and I imagine he held it up in the mirror, you know, and he kissed it, like when they were taking photos like that. And he said his acceptance speech, and I imagine he did that over and over and over and over again. This inner game vision, firstly the vision. I want to be a Wimbledon champion. I'm practicing holding the trophy, and then you know, just continue. And it's the repetition. It's the repetition of that. But then Vinesh, I doubt very much that he put on some incense, got in the lotus position and chanted the Om for the next 15 years, waiting for the Wimbledon trophy to fall into his lap by some miracle, right? I do imagine that he went out into the outer world and he practiced and he practiced and he tweaked and he got a coach and he paid for coaching and he got a mentor and he practiced and he tweaked and he practiced and he got rid of that and he added this and he tried that, and just over and repetition, holding up that Wimbledon trophy there, and you know, giving his acceptance speech over and over, the inner game, outer game, inner game, outer game, inner game, outer game. He's a legend. Today he's a legend. He's arguably the best tennis player ever. I mean, you could argue it and people will say, this and that. I don't care. You can argue that he is the best tennis player ever the world has ever seen. That comes from a whole bunch of things. And in my not so humble opinion, I don't do humble, right? And he was not humble. He was not humble. He had a fight on his hands. Okay, the scoreline didn't really show how hard he worked to win that match. He wasn't humble. He worked hard and he annihilated his opponent. He never gave up. It was a relentless fight. This is the mind of a champion. Even when he was ahead, he kept going. He never ever. But he did have a mental. Did you notice? Because Boris Becker, I think it was a commentator, and he's been his mental coach, and he said when the crowd turned against him, he got angry because the crowd was actually on the other guy's side a lot of the time, and you could see he got angry, and that's when he lost the first set. His mind got the better of him. He was fighting the crowds. I've won this 6 times and I came here and I'm the champion. You want this guy to win. He was having this mental battle, and then the oak beat him. He went, fuck my dog, or the equivalent in Serbian, right? Anyway, and then he got very focused and he just won that game. What I liked about it, so often he won his game like 45-0 or whatever it is. And then the other Oki fought. He was definitely better. This inner game thing, we're now. So we can take this. So, well, why don't you take this for our good listeners and our good followers into real life? How does this work in sales?
Sure. So let's contemplate. Let's contemplate. I'm a salesperson. I'm a up-and-coming football, soccer, tennis champion. I have a vision. I'm hungry for success. I want to break through poverty. I want to break through the history of my past. I want to actually achieve something phenomenal. And I want to go back to where you started. It started with that vision. And most people, unfortunately, don't have a vision or a dream. They just have the nightmare. Survival, get through the day, get through the month. So starting with that vision, what are some of the things that we could help people with today from a vision point of view? How do you craft a vision that compels, that drives, that inspires you, that when you're a 5-year-old, you stay true to that vision into your 34s like Novak Djokovic?
Yeah. Well, Vinesh, let's have a look at the footy, the soccer. So first thing, I predicted Italy would win. And it was just simply based, not on emotion at all. It was just simply based on statistics and my knowledge, or what I believe my knowledge to be of human nature and human behavior and champions. Italy are used to being in in finals. They're more used to winning finals. They're more used to being in finals. They have more big match temperament than England. England, I think it was the first time in like 50 years they've been in a final of anything. They were poised to lose that match. It's almost a given. Okay, and then you look, like, I don't like it, but there were probably 7 or 8 yellow cards. They were willing. One almost strangled the Black Oak on the wing, right? That youngster almost fucking strangled him. How he didn't get a red card and get sent off, I don't know. But they were aggressive. I don't really like it, but they won. They wanted it more. They were aggressive. They tweaked the rules. Professional foul. That Okie that came on for England at the end, Gascoigne or something like that. But he's very well liked. That Oak jumped on his thigh. He got a yellow card, he injured him. And I don't really like it, but there's a mindset there that goes, we're here to win at just about any cost. And so I want to take you back to when I'm in standard 6, 7, 8. Do you know what my biggest wish was, Vinesh Maharaj? You probably don't know this about me. To be happily married with a kid. In a long-lasting, fulfilling marriage. 33 years later, I'm not always happy. We are happily married, right? But that was my biggest goal as a youngster, to have to have somebody who I could go, I love you, and then they would go, I love you too. Fuck that. And I've got it. We're in love. We're in love. We have our cut. But that vision has been one. Now, Jakey and I, in our marriage, one of our biggest visions, because we were born poor. We were born into 2 poor families. Jakey, when she was in standard 8, she worked at Pick and Pay and the race course to put her sister through school, to pay their school fees. We were born poor. But Jakey and I, in our marriage, other than always staying together and remaining married and being happy and blah, blah, and our level under that, financial freedom. 33 years, we've just been banging the same fucking thing over and over and over. We're in the best place we've ever been. We're in the best place we've ever been financially in our lives and in any lifetime.
I like that.
It's that vision. We've stuck to that. We've tried everything.
What I'm hearing is as you started, I'm in standard 8. You knew what you wanted. You had a vision. You knew what you were pursuing. And the second thing I'm hearing is stay committed. Stay committed to the vision. Stay committed to the goal. Whether it's a financial, a marital, a business, a championship, a victory, stay committed. I like that. And then let's go to the practice repetition kind of part of visions. So this kid fashioned the fake trophy. To him it was real, right? It wasn't fake. To him it was real. Yeah. So he's got this thing and he's reliving that moment. He's standing there in the adoration of the fans, the applause, and he's probably anchoring that every single day. And maybe the Italians were also more committed to the vision than the English.
100%. The English hadn't ever got to a final in decades, and certainly, therefore, by default, hadn't won one, whereas Italy have recently won World Cups and stuff. They're used to winning. So they're in the habit of winning. You know, and
I like that. Number 3 was make winning a habit.
Yeah, you know, Vinesh, I noticed something 10 years ago, I think, and I shared it with you once, and you reacted in a, wow, yeah, ooh, Stephen, that's a very interesting way. And you know, I asked you, and it's something I realized a while ago, probably 10 years ago, about my own consciousness, So take out, like when you're watching boxing or cricket or tennis or Wimbledon or rugby, you'll always be biased towards your team that you should be. But when you're watching two strangers, who do you automatically choose? The winner or the underdog? And for years I was an underdog. I supported the underdog. I changed that now. Now I go, who do you think is going to win? Support them. And I've changed my own winning attitude because of that. I'm no longer the underdog. I'm now becoming more and more a winner because of that. It's incredibly interesting. If you associate with a loser, you've got that. You know, I've got this thing. If you show me a good loser, I'll show you someone who fucking loves losing. I worked out when I was young. I worked out that I got more accolades from my parents when I was a bad loser than when I won and got egotistical. So I started losing for the accolades and the validation from my parents. Oh, Stephen, what a wonderful guy. What a good loser. For fuck's sakes, Vinesh, don't do that to your kid, please.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And some people are confronted by this philosophy of yours. They'll be confronted like, what? Don't be a good sportsman. Hey, you know, I want to share something with you from MMA, mixed martial arts. Now that is a scope that people are going to bleed, right? People are going to bleed.
And get their legs broken.
Yeah, and broken legs and jaws and shoulder bones and ribs. So it's a serious game. But what I've noticed in the East, I haven't seen this in the West, with the MMA guys, is that we'll blitzen each other near death. But at the end, the winner and the loser go down and offer their respects to the other fighter, and they ask for forgiveness to say, hey man, this was all in the sport. Please forgive me for my... there's some exchange that happens. It's a professional heart-to-heart. It's not a fake, false humility. It's not being a good loser. It is just like, hey, congratulations, you beat the crap out of me. And the other guy goes, hey, I'm so sorry I had to beat the crap out of you to win. And I go, my Lord, isn't that interesting? That that these two fighters who are going to near death to win, and the winner comes out, and the loser is not, hey, you know, I should have been, I trained harder, I should have. The guy goes, hey, congratulations, you whooped my ass, good and clean, good on you. It's just another paradigm compared to, hey man, you know, at least you tried your best, don't worry, next time you'll be better. Be a good sports person. Nobody wants to lose unless you program your kids to lose, and for the validation and accolades of recognition for loss.
If you have a low self-esteem, like I did when I was a youngster, then you'll do anything to get the validation, even lose on purpose. And it's not even it's a subconscious thing. I didn't do it on purpose. It was a strategy to get accolades from my parents who couldn't give me love in my love language, which is word of affirmation. So it reminds me, and we're probably running out of time. It's such a great topic, Finish. The other day, look, I play golf. I'm probably, so my golf handicap factor is 15.3, which puts me on about an 18 handicap when I play a game of golf. That means I shoot around 90, 89, 90, 91, as you know. The other day I went out, and the first hole I bogeyed, second hole I parred, third hole I parred, and the fourth hole I birdied. So after 4 holes I was equal. I was on par. And when I noticed that, well, actually when I was putting for my birdie, there was this little voice in the back of my mind that said, "Oh, Shay, man, you mustn't beat these other guys by too much." And then I immediately tried my best. I went, little voice get there behind me, okay, and I got the birdie. So now I'm equal after 4. It's unheard of. It's like it's a mind job for me. I'm equal after 4. Do you know what happened? The next 3 holes, triple, over, triple bogey, to bring me back online to shooting 90, and I shot 89 that day.
Wow.
That is the power of the inner mind, and my own belief. When I looked at it, and I went, my gosh, Stephen, I looked at it, you equal after 4, you're not worthy of this.
Right.
And I was out of my worthiness. I was out of my worthiness range. So remember, you can never earn more than your self-worth. You can never shoot more than your self-belief. In my mind, I'm an 18 handicap. On par after 4 holes, my mind's going, something's wrong here, fix it. Crazy shit.
I'm so with you. So folks, if you're watching this, who we are with the Yin Yang of Sales, my name is Vinesh Maharaj, my partner Stephen van Basten. We're talking about Novak Djokovic and his victory yesterday, how the Italians beat the English, how the mixed martial arts people react, how Stephen in his game of golf yesterday or last week went from being out of range to being within range of programming. So Stephen, I just want to move into another final point, and maybe we can wrap it up after that. It's amazing how it all starts in the head, the beliefs, the values, the understanding, the commitment, the dedication, and the self-worth. But that's a part of the solution. Djokovic had to get on that court and had to master the serve, the volley, the backhand, the slam dunk, the smash, whatever you call the shot. Talk to us about that, how that manifests and creates and ultimately results in victory.
So I'm always tempted and wanting to bring in my good friend John DeMartini's teachings. And that is, that it has to be high enough on your values for you to make it work. Because otherwise, at the first obstacle, you give up. I guess if it's high, it's one of the most important aspects to this. So obviously for Djokovic, it was high enough on his values to go through the pain, man. It's just practicing sport, boring. I did karate for a long time. And actually to become a master, you've practiced it so often, it's become boring. When you start to play good golf, it's actually, you get to a point where your swing's perfect, it's all working, it's actually quite boring, okay? But it's got to be high enough on your values, otherwise you just can't get there. Now, you can move things up your values. John shows you very interesting ways. You can move money or building wealth up your values. He did that for me. It was much lower and now it's much higher. You can move anything up your values, but if it's not important enough, it's a New Year's resolution. You'll try and you'll give up at the first. So you'll enjoy pain and pleasure to achieve what's important, but only pleasure down at the bottom. Jackie, I think, mentioned something like Djokovic has earned 175 million US dollars or pounds, whatever, in his career. So quite a nice bit of pleasure coming out of all of that pain. He has bled. He's bled blood, sweat and tears to get where he is. One last thought, Maharaj is my good man, is they brought on England brought on two penalty takers just before the end. And that penalty taker beat the goalie, hit the post.
Marcus Rashford. Yeah.
In his mind, I promise you, in his mind, he did not believe England were worthy of winning that tournament. Otherwise, he would have gone in. He did. He stood there and he did not have the self-belief that first Italian who missed. I looked at his face. I said to Jackie, "He's going to miss." She said, "How do you know?" I said, "He's not convinced." Missed.
Wow.
It's in the game. You can see it. And shame that poor 17 or 18-year-old at the end. Much too much pressure for a youngster at that level. And he actually kicked a shit ball. I mean, that first one, on a penalty, when it goes when it hits the side net about halfway up, The goalie can't get there unless he takes a chance and is there by either you go left, right, or stay in the middle.
Yep.
But it was perfect. And that Oki missed, but it was actually beat the goalie. The goalie went the other way, hit the post, and it's just obviously there was something in there that was, he just said, we're not worthy of winning this World Cup or this UEFA Cup. So very come on, my good sir. So the key for me is just, what we do, and that's find out what's important to you, get some pictures, look at the pictures, make a trophy, say the affirmations, maybe get a song that relates to it, listen to that, and then repeat. If it's important enough, you'll put in the time, effort, and energy. And our message is always the same. The inner game message is always the same. If it's important enough to you, you can have anything you want. Is it important? What do you truly want? And will you put in the effort to get it? And we'd love to help you. We can help you. Quick, we've helped hundreds of people. We can help you. Just get on board. Give us some money. Give us some time. We're not going to do it for free. We're not going to do it for free. It's valuable. I don't really mean that. It's just me being fun. We can help you, and we'd love to. But you're going to have to put in some time, energy, and you're going to have to pay us.
Yeah. Folks, if you want more on the inner game and how it can help you in business, sales, and life, if you'd like to master whatever you're trying to achieve, be it Wimbledon, be it the football, be it sales, be it becoming the world's #1 at whatever you're pursuing, connect with us, theyinyangersales.com. Alternatively, call Steve and myself, connect on Facebook, follow us on YouTube and LinkedIn, and let's do great things together. We've helped hundreds of other people. We help ourselves every day. We sure know that we can help you. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet next, my name is Vinesh Maharaj. On the other side, my partner in rhyme, the man in crime, Mr. Stephen Van Basten.